Hello all, how are you today? So, as you all know, we have reached number 18. So, of course, we are going to begin with reading the question, okay? Khaled began a 520 kilogram trip. So, of course, we're going to highlight everything we're going to use. So, 520-kilometer trip by a car with 14 liters of fuel and the car tank. So he got only 14 liters of fuel and he had to go 520 kilometers. His car consumes 1 liter of fuel per 10 kilometers. So it's clear for us that he's going to use 520 divided by 10, 52 liters. Now, after driving 55 kilometers, he reached a road sign showing the distance from that point to 5 petrol stations ahead on the road. These distances are, as you can see, we have 5 choices. The capacity of the car's fuel tank is 40 liters, and Khalid wants to stop just once to fill the tank. So, of course, he's going to the farthest one. So if we can reach 95 kilometers, so we are fine. We are going to test each one. Okay, so about the capacity is also what we need. And Khalid wants to stop just once to fill the tank. We will not highlight this one. How far is the petrol station that he should stop at? Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with how much fuel he consumed on his road. So I'm going to change the color here and I'm going to write. First of all, he started 55 kilometers ahead. So 55, I'm going to divide it on how much he consumes. So his car makes 10 kilometers for each 1 liter. So I'm going to divide this quantity by 10 and I'm going to obtain 5.5. Of course, if we are dividing by 10, we have just to move the decimal. So 5.5 liters. He need 5.5 liter. He consumed already 5.5 liters and he got 14 liters. So I need to know how much is left with him. So if we have 14, I'm going to change the color. If we have 14, he had already 14 liters and he consumed 5.5 liters. How much is left? So by simple mathematics, I can see clearly that is left only with 8.5 liters. I'm going to write left to use this quantity later. Now, we simply have this quantity of fuel left and you want to go through one of these. So of course, we're not going randomly to choose one of these. We're going by mathematics to find which one is suitable. So his car consumes each 1 liter of fuel gives 10 kilometers. So it consumes per 10 kilometers 1 liter of fuel. So of course, I have 8.5 liters. I need to see how much it will make for him. So 8.5 liters. Let me also change the color. makes 85. I'm going to multiply it by 10. So it's 8.5 multiplied by 10 equals to 85 kilometer. So of course, now with the fuel left with him in the tank, he can also just cover 85 liters. Okay, so clearly I'm going to choose among them the nearest one, but of course the distance must be smaller than 85. So I have 45 bigger, so let's take this out. Let me take them out. From here, I have 55 near. Also 75 is close. 95 is bigger than 85, so skip it and stick to 75. Okay, hope everything is clear. Now I'm going simply to repeat everything fast. So what we did is Khalid began 520 kilometers trip. I don't care about the trip now. I care about how much he got on the way. So he drove for only 55 kilometers and he had 14 liters. I simply calculate how much of fuel he still have. So he consumed 55 divided by 10 to get how much liters. He consumed 5.5 liters consumed. And if he consumed 5.5 liters and he had 14 liters initially at the beginning of the trip, so 14 minus 5.5 is equal to 8.5 liters, so he's left only with 8.5 liters. Now I need to find to which gas station must he go or he must stop at. So we started by 35 and we found that we can take 45 and then we went for 45. We found we can take 55 and 75 then, so we cross all these values. 95, no, of course not, because the car will stop before he moves on, so that's why we stick on D. Okay, hope everything is clear, and if you have a question, please text me. Now algebra problem, also an easy one here. Okay, so let 17x plus 51y equals 102. So given, we have this as a given. Now, they want us not to find x or y because we can never find x or y with only this given. We have equation containing x and y, two variables in one equation. Of course, the answer of x is in terms of y and the answer of y is in terms of x. So we're not going to find x or y alone. Now, they need us simply to find the value of 9x plus 27y. So, simply when you are dealing with these problems, you can either find x or y alone, each one alone in terms of the other, combine them with one variable to a lot of work, or you can simply relate them. So the coefficients here, 17x, 17 is a prime number, So I'm not going to take anything to transform it to 9 easily. But I can divide by 17. So I'm going to deal with x. And then I'm going to multiply by 9. So it will become 9x. This is my plan to start. So of course, let's try this one. 9x plus 27y. This is our goal. So let's divide to obtain x alone. So it will be if everything is divided by 17. So I'm going to divide this term and this term. And of course, 102. So 17x over 17, only x, easy one, plus 51y over 17. So I can see I have maybe 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3. So 3 plus 2, 5, 51, which is right. So 3y, don't forget the y, is equal simply to what? 102 divided by 17. Of course, you can use your calculator to directly get the answer, which is 6. For me, I don't use the calculator for it because 51 is half of 102. This value 51 divided by 17 is a 3. So of course this one is double it. So 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, now to move on from x to 9x, I need to multiply by 9. So if I multiply one term, I need to multiply all the terms. So it's a multiplication here and a multiplication here and here. Now let's change the color to make it clear. So x multiplied by 9, simply 9x plus 3y multiplied by 9 is 27. 3 times 9 is 27. And y, going to repeat the same remark. Please don't forget the y. It's equal to 6 multiplied by 9, which is 54. Now let's relate the question. 9x plus 27y, 9x plus 27y. Okay, we are done. Is equal to 54. So direct, we're going to choose the right answer. It's an easy question. So of course, we're going to repeat it fast. First of all, our plan was to relate both quantities. So don't look at the y now. Let's fix the x, and hopefully everything will be fixed automatically. So 17x. To make 17 equals to 9, I must divide by 17 and then multiply by 9. It's obvious for us because 17 is a prime number and there is no common divisor between 17 and 9. So we started by dividing the above given by 17, and then we got x plus 3y equals to 6. We got this equation. And to obtain 9x, we must multiply this equation by 9. So I simply multiplied everything. So 9x plus 9 times 3 is 27 equals to 6 multiplied by 9, which is 54. So I got this at the final stage. And of course, 9x plus 27y is what they want. So directly it's equal to 54. And I got this answer. And as you can see, it's a 4-point problem. So I got 4 points now. In this problem, it was easy one. Okay, now we're going to a bit harder, but it's also an easy problem comparing to the other problems. So let's read the question. A square-shaped stained glass window of 81 decimeters square is made out of 6 triangles. Focus on this idea of equal area. So the area of this one is equal to the area of this one, equal to the area of this one, and the rest. Okay, so I have 6 equal triangles in area. And of course, the area of the square is 81 decimeter. So before I move on my question, I can see a lot of given here because I'm dealing with the square. So I know this side equal to this side equal to this and this. It's obvious. And I know that the 6 areas are equal. So of course, if one of them is called A, I have 6A equals to 81. So I can easily calculate the area of each triangle. Great, so I have a lot of given. A fly is sitting exactly on the spot where the 6 triangles meet. Okay, let's go back to the figure and yes, we can see the intersection point is here. So the fly sits here. Now, what do they want? How far from the bottom, this one, of the window is the fly sitting? So I need to find this distance. Okay, so I can clearly relate a lot of stuff. We can start with a lot of different ways. The best one I like is, first of all, calculate each side. We can simply find each value you want to use. Change the color and calculate, and then we will write our given to move on. So I have 6 equal areas. Of course, each one I'm going to give her the name of A. So 6A is equal to 81 decimeter square. Now, each A is clearly equal to 81 divided by 6. I'm going to divide on both sides with 6 to obtain A alone. So, the area of each triangle is equal to 81 divided by 6, which is 13.5. Okay, so each area is equal to 13.5, of course, decimeter square. No need for the units now in this exercise, but let us get used to write them all the time in our calculation. Now, the fly is sitting here, so I need to find this distance. Okay, so I can relate this distance. Maybe I can take the height of this. The area of a triangle is equal to base times height over 2. So I can find this height directly from this triangle. I got the area and I need only the base. But my problem here is I don't know the base. So is it half of this side or more or less? It's not given. So I need to find something else. Now, simply we are going to find another way. This one we can, this one we can find for this one because we have the base, which is a side, complete side for a square. But the height is like this horizontally, and the height is vertical, so I can't relate vertical to horizontal. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, so if I found the height here, okay, so both of the lines make the side of a square the same length. So of course, maybe I can stick on it. So if I have S, I took this thing from it, I'm going to be left with the height I need to find. So simply let's do it. We have already the A, we need to find the H. But in order to find the H, we want the base of the triangle. And the base of the triangle is the side, all of it. So let's name it and then let's find it. S, 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 and S. So 4S are equal, of course, because I'm dealing with the square for equal sides. So now I have the area of all the squares equal to 81 decimeter. And the area of a square, we know it's equal to S times S power 2. So of course, S power 2 is equal to 81 to the area of the square, which is 81 decimeter over 2. And simply to get rid of the square, we're going to apply the square root property. So S is equal to plus or minus radical 81, which is 9. 9 times 9 is equal to 81 decimeter square. And now, no need for getting confused. Of course, we are going to choose the positive and we're going to reject the negative because we are dealing with area and area is always a positive number. Okay, so this one is rejected, this one is accepted, and the S is equal to 9 decimeters square. Now, the wrong I made is the thing I don't want anyone to get confused in. I applied the square root to all of the term. So 81, the radical is 9. Decimeter square also goes with 81. So when I apply to all the term, I'm going to apply it to 81 and to decimeter square. So of course, the square will stay inside the radical to get rid of it, and decimeter will go outside alone. And now it's clear for us that S is equal 9 decimeter. And of course, the area of each triangle is 13.5. Now simply, I have the base of the triangle. I don't have the height, I need to find it, but I have the area. So let us write everything. I'm going down and we are going to write the rule. H, which is the height in a triangle. H in this triangle specifically, multiplied with the base, which is S, over 2 is equal to the area. Now, H, we don't know it yet, but we know S. So multiplied with S, which is, now we calculated that, 9. I'm not going to write the unknowns here because H will be in terms of decimeter and S in terms already in terms of decimeter, and area is in terms of decimeter power 2. So they are divided the same term on both sides. We can get rid of them. So 8 multiplied by 9 over 2 is equal to the area, which is, let's go back up, 13 and a half. So of course, first of all, to solve this linear equation, we have one unknown which is h. We're going to deal multiply both sides by 2 or the cross product. So we can directly do up, multiply it with the mixed number 13 and a half to obtain 9h, because h times 9 is 9h. 9h equals to 13.5 or 13 and a half multiplied by 2, which is 27. When I multiply half by 2, I'm going to be left with 1. And 13 multiplied by 2, 26. So 26 plus 1 is 27. Now, to find h, we must divide both sides by 9. So if I divide it by 9 here and here, I'm going to have the final answer, which is h is equal to 27 divided by 9, which is 3, and the unit, let's see, meter. Please, please, please don't directly choose A, because we are not done yet. We must go up and find the real answer. How far from the bottom of the window? So I need to find this side, not this side. I found this side because this side is 3 and this side is 9, so I can subtract them simply. Don't get confused and choose 3 direct, because 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. So this side is equal to 6, because 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. So yes, D. Now let's repeat the plan that we worked on. Okay, first of all, we have 6 equal areas, and we have a fly sitting here, and we have to find the distance, this distance. Okay, so we started planning. First of all, we know the general rule for the area of a triangle, which is the height and the base over 2. And then I need to find each side. I need to find the area of each triangle, because all areas are equal. So I'm talking about A plus A plus A, which is 6A, equals to the whole area, which is equal to 81. And then I must divide both sides by 6 to get the area of each triangle, which is 13.5 or 13 and a half. Now, I must continue. I know the area of a square is equal, this square is equal to 81, but the general area is side power 2, so or s times s, which is power 2, s power 2, equals to 81 decimeter power 2. So s, simply I'm going to apply the square root. S is equal to 9 decimeter, because the side will never be a negative value. Okay, so S is equal to 9 decimeter. By the way, the vector can be negative, but the side will never be negative. Now, S is equal to 9 decimeter. So, simply I found that this side is equal to 9. And each area is equal to 13.5. I can easily find H. So, I used the rule H, the height times the base over 2 is equal to the area. So, H multiplied by the base, which is S, which is, we found it, it's equal to 9, divided by 2 is equal to the area, which is 13.5. And of course, we can multiply both sides or use the cross product to find H times 9, which is 9H, equals to 13.5 multiplied by 2, which is 27. And then I need to solve it so h alone is equal. I must divide by 9 on both sides to get h equals to 3 decimeter. But we're not done yet. We only found this side. We need to find this one. So it's 9 minus a 3 equal to this one. We're going to be left with 6 decimeters. Okay, hopefully it's clear for you all. We have to continue with 5 points question. This one we got 4 points, and this one we're going to have 5 points. And yes, this one is easy one. This one is a hard one. So we're going to get the easy one now. The digits from 1 to 9 are randomly arranged to make a 9-digit number. Okay, so, I'm dealing with a big number, huge number. What is the probability that the resulting number is divisible by 18? First of all, guys, any number to be divisible by 18, let's go back to primary classes. Decompose 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And of course, 9, I can use it. I can find a number divisible by 9 by simply adding the digits of the number. Okay, so it's 18 is equal to 9 times 2. I'm sorry for this. Okay, so 18 is equal to 9 multiplied with 2. So if a number can be divided by 18 or divisible by 18, so you know when divided by the number itself by 18, the remainder of division is equal to 0. This is the definition of a number divisible by another number. So 18 is equal to 9 times 2. So this number must be divisible by 2 and also divisible by 9. Small reminder, all the even numbers can be divided by 2, are divisible with 2. So how we can test if the number is, let me just put them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So they are randomly arranged. I need first of all a number to start with a multiple of 2. So I'm dealing with 1, not a multiple of 2. 2 is a multiple. 3, 4, 5, 6, the even numbers between 1 and 9, 7, 8. So I'm dealing with 4 choices. Among these 9 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 numbers. I need 4 of them. I need this number to start with 4 of them only. One of them, I mean. So, first of all, if we started with this, let's check if the number can be divided by 9. So I have a lot of work to do. If I want to try all the numbers and all choices, if it's divisible, just remember, guys, all of you, if I want to find if a number is divisible by 9, the same thing as the number divisible by 3. We can add all the digits in the number and check the sum, if the sum is divisible or not. So, in other words, let's add all digits. 1, let's write them down because 1, keep the 2 here. So 1, 3, 4. Of course, this one is a choice. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's add them. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Plus 4 is equal to 8. Figure of them. Plus 5 is equal to 13. Plus 6 is equal to 19. Plus 7 is equal to 26. Plus 8, it's equal to 34. And finally, plus 9 is equal to, not finally, 43. And now finally, plus 2 is equal to 45. So, the sum of all digits of the number with any number randomly consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in different orders. We're going simply to add the digits. So the sum of all digits here is 45. So is 45 divisible by 9? No, simply 9 times 5 is equal to 45. So yes, it's divisible. So let me change the color. And yes, we're going to continue. So 45 is divisible, and I need it to start with an even number. So in all cases, it's divisible by 9, but not all cases to cover the case of 2. So in order to find the probability of this, we have only just to count how many choices do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 choices from 9 different choices. So it's simply 9, 4 over 9. Okay, so I'm going to choose it directly. It's B. Hopefully it's clear for you. I'm going to repeat it fast because we need time for the next one. It's a hard question. So the digits from 1 to 9 are randomly arranged to make the 9-digit number. What is the probability that the resulting number is divisible by 18? So any number divisible by 18, we have to remember that 18 is equal to 9 multiplied by 2. So a number divisible by 18 should be divisible by 9 and divisible by 2 at the same time. So of course, if a number is divisible by 2, we need it to start with 2 or 4, 6, 8, the even numbers between 1 and 9. And if I want a number to be divisible by 9, we need to add all the digits in the number. If the sum is divisible by 9, then all the number is divisible by 9. So we added them. We got 45, and 45 is divisible by 9. So in all cases of arrangement, the number will be divisible by 9, so I can skip this step and I must focus on 2. So how many cases do I have? I have 4 cases, so it's 4 over all the cases. So I need 4 cases out from the 9 cases, so it's 4 over 9 simply. So this is my choice. The correct cases over all cases. Now, the hard question. We need to explain it, and if we have time, we will finish it today. A hare and a tortoise, by the way, hare is a rabbit, wild rabbit, and a tortoise, the turtle that move on land, not in water, competed in a 5-kilometer race. Okay, this question is not like the story you all know. Along a straight line. Let me draw it. So this is the way they started from here and they must finish here. Now, I have the length of this way is 5 kilometers. The hare is 5 times faster than the tortoise. Nice. So, of course, for example, if I gave a value of, I like sticking on the same name. So, speed, I'm going to denote it by S. So, let S be the speed of the hare. And the tortoise will be, of course, S over 5. Or we can do another case. We can give the S for the tortoise, and so the hare is 5S. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's put it. And I'm going to denote it by V because, of course, all of you, you took it in physics. So the speed is respectively S and S over 5. And the distance D is equal to 5. So D is equal to 5. Now, the hare mistakenly started perpendicular to the road. After a while, he realized his mistake, then turned and ran straight to the finish point. So, he moved perpendicular direction. I'm going to put the perpendicular here. And then he realized, after a while, he realized his mistake, so he stopped and turned and ran straight to the finish point. So, let's suppose he realized here, he went directly to the finish point. We obtained a triangle, a right triangle. Now, he arrived at the same time as the tortoise, so T, going to translate it like a physics problem. So, T of the tortoise is equal to T of the hare. Okay, so TT is equal to TH. Now, what is the distance between the hare's turning point? So he turned here and the finish point. So they need to find this distance. Now, to be honest, to start with mathematics, I will think like this. So I can see it's a right triangle. One of them moved like this, one of them moved like this, and this. So let me just highlight this idea. Because I want to distinguish between them both. Okay, so this is the way where the tortoise moved, and this is the way where the hare moved. Now, and the color to explain it more. Okay, so I can find a right triangle. So of course, the first thing as a mathematician, I must think of simply Pythagoras. I can see the hypotenuse here clearly. I need to find the hypotenuse. So this side is equal to this side power, this side square is equal to this side square plus this side square. I have this side. I don't have this side. So this is a problem. Now, let's work on each idea alone. I got that the time is equal. So the time it took the tortoise here to take is equal to this time. And I have the speed for each one. So of course, let's go back to physics. We're going to draw the triangle. And also I need to tell you something. Sometimes I get confused concerning all the units, all the rules in physics. So of course we can get rid of the triangle and simply focus on the units. So V is in kilometer per hour, for example. S or T, the time, is an hour. And D, the distance, is in kilometer. So look at the unit. If you want to find V, V is equal to kilometer. Kilometer goes to D. So D over the hour. Hour goes to T. So simply divide T. V is equal to D over T. And of course, we can do a lot of stuff. You know that T and D are always positive. And V obviously will be now positive because T is positive and T, the time, is a positive number. So I have that. I can multiply with T. I can obtain that V multiplied with, let me put a dot as if I'm saying multiplication, is equal to D. Okay, so the time multiplied with the velocity is equal to the distance. Now, let's use what we have. I have that the time for both is equal. So, T is equal, let's divide with V on both sides. T is equal to D over V. So, T of this one, I'm going to relate it. It's for the tortoise with a speed of S over 5 is equal to what? D over V. So the distance covered by the tortoise over the velocity of the tortoise, this the time is equal to the distance covered by the hare over the velocity of the hare. So because T is equal to T. So let's put all the values we know. Relate them. This will give us distance covered by the tortoise is given 5 kilometers. Let's skip the units now. We're going to math over the velocity of the tortoise is S over 5. So if you want, I can remind you S divided by S over 5 is the same of multiplication of the reciprocal of the fraction after the division. So, of course, we're going to find the reciprocal, which is 5 over S, and we're going to multiply them. So, S divided by S over 5 is equal to S multiplied by the reciprocal, which is 5 over S. And of course, we can get rid of S and S here. We are left only with 5. So, the distance 5 over the velocity, we can get rid of it all and we can replace it only with 5 is equal to the distance covered by h is equal to, I don't know, let's keep it unknown, over, because down is black, so I'm going to write here, over the velocity of h. We have the velocity, which is s. Okay, so clearly, wait, I think there's something wrong here. So the distance covered by t is equal to 5. This distance, we don't know it. The velocity is equal to s over 5. So I'm going to divide it by 5, or another word we can write over 1, and the 4 with the 4 over multiplied with the near over multiplied by the near. So in other words, as if I'm saying 5 over 1 divided by s over 5. Okay, so this one is 5. It's not, as you can see. So of course, 25 over s is equal to the distance over s. So of course, both sides are divided with the same number. I can easily multiply by s on both sides. To get, let me change the color. Okay, red. To get that d is equal to 25 kilometers. Now, this is what matters. All of you, you must focus on this. The d of h is equal to 25 kilometers. What is the d of h? It's this side plus this side. I need to find this side alone. So this is the problem. We found that all this side, we need to find only the hypotenuse. So we need to try all the values. Of course, if we started with 11, so we need to write 5 power 2 plus this side. If this side is 11, so this side must be continuing to 25. So it's equal to 25 minus 11, which is 14. It must be equal to 11 power 2. So of course, no, it's wrong. Because clearly 14 power 2 is greater than 11 power 2, so it will never be accepted. Let's take it out. 12, as you can see, 12 we need 13. So this one is 13 equal to 12 power 2, 13. No, it's a bigger value on this side, the same case of A. And here 13, we need 12. So if this one is 13, this one must be 12. I'm going to make power 2. So 5 power 2, maybe this one is right, plus 13 power 2. No, 13 is the fourth of the hypotenuse. So I need to try the other number, which is 12. In order to complete 13 to 25, I need 12 power 2 now is equal to 13 power 2. Okay, so using your calculator, 12 power 2, I got the one here. I will try it. By the way, I see maybe it's not a suitable one, but let's try it. Maybe it is. So 5 power 2, so it's 5 plus times 5 plus 12 times 12, it's equal to 169. 13 power 2 is equal also to 139. So 69, sorry. So C is the right answer. Let us try this one and this one quickly. If the answer is 14, of course, this one 14 to complete 25, this one must be equal to 11. So 11 power 2 plus 5 power 2 must be equal to 14 power 2. So I'm saying that 11 power 2, 121, plus 25, 146. It must be equal to 14 power 2, which is 196. So it's wrong. And this one also is wrong because now a 10 to complete to 25, I need 10. So 10 power 2 is 100, and 25, 125 is not equal to 15 power 2 because 15 power 2 is equal to 225, not 125. Okay, I know it's hard for you guys. All the work we worked together just to test all the values because we don't have conditions yet. We need to find conditions. So we used physics, we got deep, and then we tried for mathematics. We will repeat it fast, the idea. It's a hard one, I know, and maybe you are not going to deal with any question more hard than this. This one the hardest, I promise. So a hare and the tortoise competed in a 5 kilometer race. So I draw the straight line along a straight line, and 5 kilometers. I wrote down my given because I'm going to use every single word. The hare is 5 times faster than the tortoise. So I got a comparison between two unknowns. So of course, comparison between one unknown or two numbers. So I'm dealing with, I gave S, we can give S for S and S for 5S, or S over 5. It's obvious for us. I chose this one. I took the speed of the hare is equal to S, and the speed of the tortoise is equal to S over 5. The hare mistakenly started perpendicular to the road, so he started in a perpendicular direction. After a while, he realized his mistake, then turned and ran straight to the finish point. So, when he realized, he went direct to the finish point. He arrived at the same time as the tortoise. So, of course, T is equal to T. What is the distance between the hare turning point and the finish point? So, I need to find this distance, not the distance below. So, for mathematics, first of all, we're going to use, of course, the Pythagoras. But we don't have anything except this length. So I need to find this or this to find everything. Now, we used physics, so simply I said that T is equal to T is equal to D over V, so I'm going to replace all the unknown. D of the tortoise over the velocity of the tortoise is equal to D of the hare over the velocity of the hare. So simply, the distance of the tortoise is equal to what? We have it as a given, so it's equal to 5. It covered 5 only. And the distance of the hare, we don't know it yet. It's this side plus this side. The velocity of the tortoise is s over 5. So it's clear to us that it's equal to 25 over s. And the other side, I have d of the hare, of course, over s, the speed of the hare, or the velocity. So, of course, both quantities are divided with the same constant, so I can simply multiply with the same number to obtain 25 equals to d. So now I have the d, this one. In order to find this one, we need to try the values now. That's the problem. So, to complete the squares, if you want, I can use another way, but I prefer now this one because I don't want you to get complicated. Tomorrow, next time, next week, no, next time I'm going to explain the other way. So first of all, I tried if 11 kilometers for this distance. To complete 25, we need 14 left. So 14 power 2 plus 5 power 2 is equal to 11 power 2. Of course not. It's rejected. 12, we need to try. 13 power 2 plus 5 power 2 equals to 12 power 2. Of course, never. And this one, we tried that. This one, 12 power 2 plus 5 power 2 is equal to 13 power 2. We found that yes, it's correct. So we choose this answer. And next time, I will tell you direct way, but of course it will take also way for thinking. Okay, thank you guys.